Also makes quite good bushes and clouds.
Yes, multi-use cloudage.
Yes.
On many different things.
Yes.
So that is the gorgeous train. But look, that is just, I absolutely
gorgeous,
adore that.
This one's Lynn, I believe, by memory. Very modern. I also really like the way.
Got the cogs.
So the cogs, so that was another, and this is what I mean about our collections all kind of coming together. Our mechanical collection, I think, was January we bought that too, but it's on the website still, so you can still go in and pick bits out of it. So these are the mini cogs from that collection, but it will all work together. We really do try and keep that in mind at all times, that everything kind of builds a story.
Then look, so we've gone from maybe in the city to somewhere lots of lights and things like that, out into the country.
Very nice.
Aren't we? We're in rural.
Very good.
Yes, we've gone rural with this one. This is lovely. I love this in the background.
So that is done with our stencil, which is coming up shortly. So I've just embossed it using the Pro Cut on a rubber mat.
That is really, I like that. And then again with the train, and look at this. Isn't that just lovely? And again, bringing in your mechanics that you got on there with the cogs and things in the background.
And newsprint stamp in the background of that, and then coloured with our waxes.
So, and these, when Jamie's referring to the waxes, remember these waxes that we've got on the show today are brand new. Brand new. Actually just out of the boxes, delivered. Hot off the back of the truck.
That makes it sound a bit dodgy, like I bought in a pub.
Don't give all your secrets away, Jamie.
That'd be nice though, wouldn't it, if we could find a crafty, dodgy one down the pub. I'll work on that.
Vintage motorbike. Now again, this reminds me of Steve McQueen.
Yes.
Yeah, that era of that particular films and things. Isn't it amazing? I absolutely love these. Look at this, what you can be making.
So this one's just trying to show you don't have to use all of it. So if you like to make smaller cars, or if you're thinking gift tags, bits like that, of course, they're all about easy to cut down and trim down to smaller cards.
And one thing I have noticed, let me bring this back in, you know, because you've put all those detail lines in.
Yes.
Creating decoupage and actually getting depth and dimension into these is going to be really easy.
Absolutely.
Really, really easy. Then, there we go. Aren't these? I just love these. I love that you've got a silhouette in the background. Really easy to do. Oh, that's a bit cool.
It's lovely, isn't it? So again, this one's done by Lynn, and she's come in and coloured it and sort of built it up. Again, put some silver behind it so it shines through. Beautiful.
Isn't that just stunning? Oh, I like this as well. Look at that. There we go.
Yeah.
Paper pieced it back in on top of it. Brilliant. So, again, Wendy. I do like your makes, Wendy. Just saying.
Got a fan.
I've got, new fan.
It.
Yeah, I like that. And then the ocean liner.
Yep. So our ocean liner comes with 2 dies. So we've, of course, got the full ship, and then we've got our little waves to go with it as well.
So your waves can create borders and all sorts around your imagery, can't
absolutely,
they?
Yeah, you can extend them as much as you want to. You'll notice on a lot of the DT samples, they've added in an extra wave here and there. I think that fits kind of nicely with the ship. So yeah,
almost on cue. There you go.
Exactly. And then I love this one as well with a plane above it, because it shows how you can bring them sort of into a multi together.
It's a bit rough on that sea.
I don't know if I'd want to be on that one.
It's
like a cruise, but I'm not too sure I want to be on that one.
No, I don't want it to. I want it to be nice and calm. And then that's the last one. Have we got one more? Have I done them all?
I think you have.
And we've got to the end. Yes?
Yeah, we've done
yes.
Yeah.
Right, now what we're going to do is bring you some of the sentiments. We've been teasing you a little bit with the sentiments because you've seen them on the makes. Now, we've got 2 different bundles. We've got option 1 and option 2. Now, option 1 gets you happy birthday to my best friend. That is a really nice sentiment. Really nice sentiment. That's not something that I've seen before. Thank you for being you. Again, love that. Number 1 dad. Everybody's got a number 1 dad. May your day be filled full of magical adventures. These are really touching sentiments. And then best dad in the world. We've all got one of them as well.
Father's Day's not far. So you might see a bit of a Father's Day theme with these sentiments.
When my dad was still with us, bless him, his birthday and Father's Day was always at the opposite weekends. So he had birthday, took his cards down, put all his Father Day cards up.
So, that's a nice routine.
Oh, my mum used to go spare having to pick them all up and dust. So on here, this is for this one. So shop 1 we'll get you all of these. Okay, the full bundle of 5 mini sentiment dies, $19.99 for that one, guys. Okay, absolutely brilliant. I just love that. I love the thank you for being you. Fabulous. Now we're going to go on to set number 2. So this is shop 2. We've been very original. Sentiment bundle 2, again $19.99 and another 5 sentiments. So you're getting Happy Father's Day, of course. And I like that you put the star in there as well. Oh, sorry you are leaving. Yeah, that's, well, some people do, don't they? They move to greener pastures. Yeah, of course they do.
So we need the sentiments for that.
Sending you all the love in the world. Again, absolutely love this. Wishing you the most magical birthday, and then happy anniversary to my perfect partner. That's very unusual. You've never seen that one before. So let me just show you what they all look like cut out.
And I'm trying to think on this. I'm confident in saying that the average recommended retail price for these is $4.99 each. So if they're $19.99 for the bundle, that means you're getting one free. Yeah. Roughly, approximately-ish. I think that's how it's working, which is quite a nice little saving to be had.
It is that, yeah, well, yeah, of course it is. You mean craft math to me, Jamie? It means that I'm saving £10 across them two. What can I spend my £10 on?
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's all I think about is my savings.
And I know I probably shouldn't say this, but I always look at it, if there's one I don't like, well, it doesn't matter because I ain't really paying for it. So if I've got it in my stash and I just use it once or twice, it's not the end of the world.
No,
does that make sense?
It does make sense. And then these...
How we justify these things, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but I like to know what... And then I think, oh, yeah, I've got another £10 to spend on something else. Look at these. And I love all your fonts. Really easy to read.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we worked hard on that. Nice,
easy fonts to read. And also, I like that you mix it, that you've got the capitals and then you've got the bit of scroll in there. So it makes it, the font isn't then in the background. It brings the whole thing together, doesn't it?
Thank you.
So that one, set 1 is shop 1 and set 2 is shop 2, okay? And you do get... For all of it, you're getting 10 different sentiments. And you've seen quite how big these are. And also, you could snip these into these and make your own sentiments up, can't you?
Yeah, of course you can.
Absolutely, that would be brilliant. Now, Jamie was talking to Sophie and myself last night about this triangle. We had a conversation about the triangle die, didn't we? I love this. And it's an isosceles. Love an isosceles triangle. Now, get in the comments, because I've not got the iPad, so I don't know if you're commenting. So have we got, what would you do with the triangle die? Okay, so we've got some. Your DT again have made some cracking ideas with this.
We're very
Morning
lucky.
One and all. Just very quickly. Jane, hi darling. June, Lynn, Sarah, Wendy. Is there a discount code for the collection, please? No, that is because you've already discounted it.
Yeah, it's already discounted.
It's already discounted when you come
I
on
think if you're
to here.
a new customer, don't you get a discount there, 10% off?
I don't know, do we? Can we clarify that, Sophie, please? Shop Travel, already 10% in allocation. Knew it would be. It's brilliant. Now, this is another favourite. I can't, because you said, I'm not sure about the triangle. We love it. Look at these.
I like the triangle. I just didn't get as much time to do as much as I wanted. When I set off of this, I'd got all these ideas of construction and bits, and I just didn't quite get there. This is cool though, isn't it?
Isn't it?
So Diane's made this and laid it up around her box with it, and I thought that was really, really cool.
That is really absolutely cool. Tell her she needs to do a blog about this and put the measurements on.
A blog, okay. I'll try it. She's new. I can't scare her that much. This is like her first show samples.
Okay.
Up in the ante.
Yeah,
This is cool.
You need a video of it then.
This one's done by Sharon. So there's lots in this and lots of different pieces.
Oh, let's lay this down because we need to see this. Oh, that's
as we go
clever.
Through it, you're going to see the triangles come through in lots of different places with different elements on them. You're seeing them as little pockets over here with tickets in. Honestly, this book is incredible.
Isn't it?
The way she's built this, put all of these different elements through.
Oh, that's another little pocket there, look.
Yeah, and I love them because you might want to do some hidden journaling and hide different sort of thoughts and bits in there. Maybe they're the tickets of the plane or the train or the boat you've been on, any of that kind of bit, or you can add your photos. There's so many ways in which you could turn this into a proper little brag book, little journal.
Isn't that lovely? You see, this is the kind of thing that you can make before you go on a holiday.
Yeah, of course.
And then write everything in
Yeah.
to remember, you know, because sometimes you'll go through your photos and you go, oh, what was the day when we did but you've already got all your memories written down in your dates and your days. So I love that. Now, remember, this is all about the triangle. Look at this. When is a triangle not a triangle? When it's a mountain. Look at that. How cool is that? Thank you, Sharon. Look, that's amazing, isn't it? Love
really
that.
Like that one.
Shop triangle, 10%.
Goodness.
10%. Now, I need this. Who made this again?
Now, this is Wendy.
Okay, Wendy. You've gone a bit above and beyond here, my lovely, because this is super. Now, look at that.
Shaz.
Oh, these could be cake boxes.
Oh, on the bottom, she's wrote me a little post-it and it says pizza or cake box. And I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah,
so
pizza.
That's perfect. Great idea.
Yeah, it
but
is,
wouldn't you
Wendy.
love to get a bit of cake in that? Imagine that size. And of course, you could do them smaller.
Oh, no.
But, no, I'm all for it.
If we're having a piece of cake, we're having a piece of cake,
okay,
Jamie.
Deal.
Look at this. Look, and we take the lid off. And inside, she's put a card. Isn't this? So I think that is a super card. Okay, using all the collection. And this, just look at this. On the tissue paper for the wrapping, she's used the stamps, the travel stamps. Isn't that just the best gift? And there is a gift in here. There's some socks and things in there for Father's Day. Isn't that absolutely a stunning piece? It really is a fabulous project. So thank you for doing that. That's like one of those... You need to look after that, don't you, that one?
We do, absolutely. It's beautiful.
And then, triangle, here we are. Then we go to a little bit of bunting. Isn't that amazing? I love this.
I think we're just trying to show you really how you can go from the very large triangles right the way down to the very small triangles. Everything is usable. Everything's got a place. And scope-wise, size-wise for the triangles, these are going to fit in with our other nesting dies as well. So if, like, for instance, you've got our rectangle nesting dies, you're going to find that they're the same kind of proportions, if that makes sense. So it'll all go together nicely for you. This is Ian. Ian's made this. This one's got a little egg in it.
I can feel that we've got something in there. Definitely,
and
there's something in there.
I've got another one somewhere. I don't know where I put the other one. But if
Love
you really
that.
like this and you know somebody who likes the Sims computer game, you could put two together and then it'd look like the little diamond that follows around on their
Glad you've said that. My boys say that when we go out, because they're nearly 6 foot, both of them, they're quite tall. Right, we've got a little bit of clarification on the discount codes and things, so we'll come back to that in a second for you all. My boys say that I need a Sims above my head so they can find me.
Oh, I like it.
Because they're bigger than me.
They see you.
Yeah, so they can see me. Or I need to carry they need to tie a
just
balloon.
A balloon. Just
they
a
need
balloon.
to tie a balloon to me so they can find me. Rude. So, look at all those 17 different dies. Aren't they fantastic? So even though we've given you all this inspiration, turn them into boxes and like little favour boxes for wedding. That would be lovely as a little favour box.
Lovely.
Your bunting, obviously turn them into your mountains and things like that. They can also be card shapes, did you know?
Yeah, and Christmas trees. We're not far from Christmas, are we?
No, we're not. Don't. I know, I can hear you all. You're all going, oh, Jamie.
Yeah, but we haven't overly Christmasised this triangle,
no.
if that's a word.
Yet.
But it's nice to know that if we do get hold of this, we've got it ready for the occasion.
This is one of it's Scandi Christmas, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Really, yeah. So this is going to make amazing Christmas trees and all your mats and layers, your apertures, your lovely frames. Because you've only got this very narrow, you would get really lovely narrow frames as well from them. Yeah. So that is your triangle. Shop triangle for that one is $18.99. I'd be better put my glasses on actually. Remember that one goes with there. Jamie brings us so many samples.
No, sorry, it's like Jenga, isn't it?
It is a little bit like Jenga, but that is amazing because that just is testament to the collection. Okay, so Shop Travel puts you the whole collection in there. That's 8 die sets, and your stamp set that matches that tag die set as well, which is brilliant. Now, I hope you're seeing all the inspiration that we're bringing you, that Jamie's design team have gone to with this, because it's phenomenal. Now, I'm going to jump in with the waxes. I've got to show you these, everybody.
These are, I love these. These are like a new addiction for me. They
absolutely
are next level
beautiful
fun. There are 6 colours to these. They are literally brand new. They are exclusive. They mix perfectly. They blend perfectly. If you're looking at them and thinking, well, actually, I need a green, hook a little bit of the gold out, hook a little bit of the blue out, and make your own. You know, they really do work like that too. There is so much you can do with these, and they look amazing.
So they're my 2 palettes. That one and then that one.
All very modern this side to me, and then sort of rust that side.
Yes.
Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
My steampunk,
that's
and that's my flowers.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, 2 very different sides of me. So that's all about my steampunk. That's all about my florals. That pink is just delicious.
So that's our cherry blossom pink.
Absolutely beautiful. So you have got. Where's it's buried everything, everybody. So the whole collection is shop metallic for all of this. Shop metallic. You've got your gold bullion, your copper pot, and your raindrop. Hey, did you see how I've put that in order?
I'm impressed.
You see? And that was just off the cuff. And then we've got silver
star,
cherry blossom, and Snow White. Now,
correct.
For all of these, it's $31.99. I do believe there are individuals, but I'd have all of it. I'd have to have all of it because of how they all work together. The versatility of keeping them all together is amazing. And I know you've got some hints, tips and techniques on how these blend. So we're going to play with this. And then finally, right at the end, one thing that you have actually seen previously are these incredible stencils. So very quickly, shop stencil 8x8. These are huge, okay? And you're going to get your diamonds, your pinstripes, and your large trellis, all of them for $14.99. Okay, all of these, and you can emboss them with your rubber mat as well. You can.
That's what we're going to be doing in our first demo with them.
So
of course,
there we
you can
go.
use them with all your misters, your texture paste, all that lot as well if you want to. But to me, embossing.
Do they work with all your mediums? Your paste and everything?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So there are a few there. We'll come back to that in a minute because we want to get to Jamie and the demos and answer that question for you. So when you're shopping with Shopping VIP, if you sign up for emails, you get a new order code for your first order. Okay, so when you sign up for the emails, you'll get an email come into your wherever your emails go, and you'll get a first order code that'll get you a discount with your very first order.
Like that. That's lovely.
Right, I'm excited about this.
Okay.
I'm going to get the thigh pad, and then I'm going to hover on your shoulder.
Okay.
Remember, I need my pen. I'm making note of how many hints, tips, and techniques Jamie makes. And the first question of our Guess the Word is, we wrote it all, it's overseas.
It's overseas.
So it's not here, it's overseas. We've been a bit mean with this really, haven't we? So it's overseas.
So we're looking for them to just guess.
Yes.
Of somewhere I would be thinking of that is overseas.
It's overseas, yes. Okay, so if you know Jamie, you've probably got it already, but otherwise it's overseas. So start popping that in, and you're going to get the finished cards that Jamie comes up with. So, right, I'm ready with me notepad.
Okay, so this is my first one. So we're going to bring in our waxes. So our waxes are genuinely adorable. These are really nice jars. There's 20 grams of wax in each jar. I would hate to imagine how long this is going to last you, because if you use such a small amount of it, you can use them with your finger if you wish to. So if you want to pick them up and go over and highlight bits, then absolutely fine to do so. You will find these genuinely are the most waxy waxes, which I know sounds silly, I've ever used. They just blend and work and go so much further than I ever imagined. You can use them with a finger dauber. So if you wish to, of course, go in and hook them out with a finger dauber. I see a lovely tip the other day that I'm going to share with you, and this isn't my tip, so I don't know if we can class this.
Yeah, we are.
I was watching the lovely Craig on telly the other day, and he used a mister bottle and put the mister bottle into the dauber, and I thought, well, that's a good idea, because then it saves putting it on your finger. So, but my mister bottles didn't fit in the daubers, but I did find my alcohol markers do, and it just makes it easier, because then you're not pushing it on your finger. that make sense? That was cool.
Yeah, that is actually, because when you were stood there, I'm thinking, oh, Jamie's brought us a new tool. No, it's just use your marker pen. Just
a marker pen with the daubers on the end of them, and then you can take them off if you want to, of course. But it's just a really good way for you to actually be able to get to them.
Brilliant.
So look a bit messy, but I don't mind. These are old pens, so I've just left my daubers on either end. And then your tip here really is that actually you don't have to buy pearl card, because if you can just use your waxes to create your matching pearl card, which to me is the really important bit, because we kind of all have our stash of white card, don't we?
We do, yes.
And it's usually, or can be, the most inexpensive cardstock to purchase, especially if we're comparing it to pearl card. So how about just with this wax, taking that and making that our matte nail layer? Very simple to do, very easy to do, didn't take a lot of faffing, but yet we've got the perfect pearl layer that would have cost us a pearl of card normally.
And it's going to match what you're creating.
It's going to coordinate perfectly, isn't it? Everything we build from here on is going to work through. So we've done our gold layer. Let's do our cherry blossom pink layer, shall we? Because it'll be nice for you to see a couple of the colours. I'm just going to delve into my little tub, find the pink one, find my matching pink pen, and then we're going to hook some of this out and we're going to go around the edges.
These are the ones that you've been using. Have you used them with all the samples? There's not very much come out of these, is there?
Honesty is always my policy. That I haven't. I've had to wait for the labelled ones to arrive, so I had sample ones to do a lot of my samples with. But I've been using these ones, truthfully, for about 10 days. So these have made my kits, the boards, the live I did on Monday. So yeah, they have been used, but not quite to the volume of everything. But
doesn't look like you've hardly touched it.
No, it doesn't.
Wow,
and they don't.
Jamie, that's amazing.
This is genuinely. When I sat there, because I was doing the kits for my mum and dad always help me with my kits. They're very, very sweet. And my mum was doing this, and she picked up the jar and she goes, "So how much are you selling this for then?" I said, "Oh, I don't know." I said, "I think it's about £7, something like that." She said, "Well, it needs to be 300." I was like, "What?" She said, "Well, it's going to last them a lifetime." She was like, "They've bought this for life. This isn't like a week." And I was like, "Fair point." And it is. It's going to last you a very long time.
Oh, bless
Which is good, because it's what we want. We want products that are going to last a long time. We're going to get good value for money out of them.
Just a minute.
They're going to take your time to use.
No odour.
No, it's always hard to say no odour, because I fear that somebody might pick up a scent or something that I don't get, but I can't smell anything from them.
No, there's no, it's not like, like some waxes that you open, because these are waxes.
Waxes.
You get that solvent smell sometimes with them. There's nothing there with that. That is really good. Really nice, that. Oh, look.
Can I confess I'm kind of disappointed? Don't ever mind the sniff of that marker. Shouldn't confess, should I? So we've done our layers. These are going to be the layers to our card. Beautiful. I have already got these done. So we're going to bring these in, just because I've already put my tape on the back of them. So we'll take some of this off and we can build that up. Now, one of the bits I love with the waxes that we'll share with you shortly is how lovely they are for also going over things that you've coloured. Maybe over like even patterned papers that you've got.
Yes.
Just accentuating those. You know, if you've got a paper pad and you just want to add a little bit to them. Maybe your rice papers. I know you guys do an awful lot with rice papers. You could certainly add a little addition to those as well, to give you a little bit of something over the top of that. I've got a bin here.
It's all right, it's in my pocket now.
Sure, thank you.
Shop Metallic for these, remember, brand new, 6 fantastic, beautiful waxes for $14.99, which is just no, that's not that, 31. Where's my wax one gone? Here we go. Metallic, I got the word right, for $31.99. Sorry, everybody. And you're getting all 6 in the bundle. There are singles, but I think the best is to go for all 6. That's your biggest saving. So you are getting gold bullion, copper pot, and raindrop. Absolutely stunning colours. You've really nailed it with the colours for this one. Then we're going with our Silver Star Cherry Blossom. Beautiful, and also then our Snow White. So the 2 that Jamie's working with at the moment are the Gold Bullion and the Cherry Blossom. These are lovely.
Now what I'm going to do here is I've done my first cut. So we've gone through and we've cut that out. We're going to take it out so I can show you actually. So we've got our impression done. Can I have the board, please?
You can.
That might actually be easier to show you. You can.
Yes, you can, if you want to, yes, the singles are on there. If you want to cycle through. Shop car.
Shop car.
Shop car, Jan. Yes, you can absolutely get the car on its own. Everything has got its own code. Sophie will go through the singles on the screen for you all, but shop car for this one.
So with a lot of dies, we
Yes.
tend to say that you don't have to emboss them once you've cut them. Because of the level of etching on these dies, if we cut them, bearing in mind we're using the Pro Cuts, we're using a great powered machine, it's going to put a lot of pressure on here. You're going to get an indentation to it. But actually, if you compare this to my board one, you can see how plus this is, how much deeper the embossing is here. This is when we send it through the machine again with our mat.
Right.
So I know it's double the time as such, but it's not a lot of time, is it? It's not a lot of hard work.
And
it will just amplify the finish that you're creating.
That's beautiful.
Now you don't, when you're at home, don't normally take your die out, because obviously if you take it out, you've got more chance it's going to move when we send it back through. But we'll give it a whirl. So we're going to add on our mat, we're going to add on our top plate, and we're going to send that through. And all this mat does, and I'm sure you've seen us do this millions of times on the shows before, it's just going to push down, it's going to add more pressure to it, and it's going to make sure that card is pushed into all of the etched areas on the die to give you more of an embossed effect. We'll do the same in a moment with a stencil, so we can see how we can do that as well. But yeah, really do, if you can, take the time to send it through with a mat on top.
Because there is a marked difference, definitely.
There is, yeah, it really does. Even on the reverse of this, you can now see, this is the back of the die cut, how much sort of extra debossing is now appearing on here versus before. And then if we flip it around, of course, we've got that really prominent embossing as well, which is what we want, because we want that extra detail, that extra level.
That's beautiful.
And that opens up a few more options to what we're going to be able to create with these die cuts because of that level of embossing that's been achieved. What am I caught on now? Throwing these out. Oh no, let's get rid of that one as well.
It's all right, I'm here to help. I've got you.
You've got me in my little game of Jenga. So we're going to bring back in our mat. Oh, we will do it if I can find it. And we're going to bring back in our pink. And I'm just going to steal the new one then. Let's go back to my ones. So we're going to bring in this one. Now we're going to go over the top of our car. And this time I'm not worried about going into all of the indentations. If I was worried about going into the indentations, I would use my finger instead. So I'd use my finger, I would take off a little bit of the wax on the edge there, and then I would come in over the top of it. Because my finger is a harder surface than the dauber is. The dauber is going to go into the gaps, which for this card I'm not worried about. But if you don't want to go into the gaps, your finger is the better one to use, because it's just going to go over the top. But as we don't mind, because we're going to be accentuating the design differently, it doesn't matter to us if we go over the top of it all and colouring them indents. So it's just straight over the top of the die cut. And you could blend your colours if you prefer, so I'm just sticking to the cherry blossom, but you might wish to bring in some of the gold, for instance, or maybe some of the silver.
How lovely this is going on here.
They just blend so effortlessly. Genuinely, there is just no struggle at all to make that look like it's been beautifully done from pearl card.
That really is gorgeous. They're lovely, those,
and it just
Jamie.
gives you that subtle sheen. You know, nothing too heavy. You can still see a bit of the white. We haven't covered all of the white lines in there. So that might be where you want it to be. That might be where you leave it. And it could absolutely be that if that's what you'd be after. For mine, I wanted to bring in, let's do it with a silver pen, but we're just going to bring in a gel pen and go around these lines instead and highlight some of that depth. Now, you might want to do this with a black pen. I did one with a black pen, I don't know where I put it, and I might show you a little bit of that if I can find a black pen that's thin enough to go in there. Here we go. I actually felt that it looked more like a cartoon.
Line drawing.
Yeah, and that's nice as well, so maybe you want to go off in that line, but either way.
That debossing really helps you get round the lines, doesn't it?
Well, you can't really fall out because of the depth is so prominent, you just follow it.
Okay,
so just carry on
that's
adding
number 5.
where you want to keep creating more and more depth.
Oh no, Sarah's, no.
Hannah?
Hannah's back.
Hannah's back.
Oh.
The fear she installs in us just by opening the door. That's it. Like, no, the return of
Hannah's
Hannah.
back. No, please.
No,
it's all right, everybody. No, not to be alarmed. Hannah is back, but not for any reason that she's going to switch us off. We've got a new producer. Our lovely Sophie has done her hour. We've got a shift change, and we've got a lovely Hannah that's come in to press the buttons. Got behave now.
Keep us in track.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to start building up our layers. So we're going to bring in one of our octagon dies. Now the octagons are on the later show later today.
Oh.
So we're going to bring in one of the plain ones of those, and we're going to place this down on top of our stencil. So this is our pinstripe stencil, one of the ones which come within our bundle, and we're going to place that down. We're going to add on top our octagon. We're going to add on top of that our rubber mat that comes with our machine, and then we're going to add on our 5mm plate, and we're going to send that through.
Just a reminder, everybody, shop stencil, you're getting 3 8x8 stencils for $14.99. You are going to get the diamond, the pinstripe that is currently going through the machine that Jamie is demoing, and the large trellis as well. I do love a stripe, I've got to say. I love a stripe.
Yeah. I often feel like sometimes we can use really pretty in-depth patterns, and they can kind of steal the show from what we're building up on top. Something just simple like a pinstripe can be really elegant and add to it and not leave a plain background but not steal the show at the same time. So that's kind of what my aim here with this one is.
I like the depos as well.
Yeah, either side would work perfectly. It's perfectly clean and crisp because it's just been done by the stencil. And sometimes I think, again, we forget that we can use stencils to emboss with.
Oh, very underestimated tool, aren't they? A stencil. Our lovely Carol has sent a message in. Everybody's showing you a lot of love this morning, Jamie.
That's nice. Thank you all.
So we've got absolutely love everything Jamie brings us. Have to have everything. Thankfully, my hubby is at work when the postie arrives.
We like that. That's good.
Thank you for getting in touch, Carol. Kathleen, your sound level is mine's okay, but Jamie seems a little bit quiet.
Oh, I'm too quiet. I'll talk up. Sorry.
Ciao, Jamie.
I can yell. I can.
We're just going to have a little look on the doofer box. No, we seem to be all right. No, we're all right. But thank you, Kathleen, for letting us know. Joanne.
Hello, Joanne.
Sharon. Oh, look at that.
Sharon.
We've got everybody on here. Jan. Oh, we've not seen Jan's name before.
Hello, Jan.
Oh, this is lovely. Helen. Helen. 7 tips in 2 hours. Helen's going for 7.
7.
I'm already up to 5.
I like Helen's idea. 7's a good number.
7. We've got
That's not
7
too much
tips
pressure.
in 2 hours. Oh, bless you.
So all we're doing now is we're bringing in the corners. Now these corners, if you like the look of these again are on the later show today. These come with the Kaleidoscope Segments die set.
Right.
That is already on the brand shop as well, but it will be featured on the show at 1 o'clock. So I'm just kind of trying to show you how everything matches together. Everything's going to work for us. So I'm just bringing these in with some glue and adding them down in the corner. Now I've been very naughty today and I forgot my glue. So I have borrowed some pin flare glue.
Yeah, he came in and he says, I've got a confession. He says, I've had to go into academy and do a little bit about it. He says, he says, if you're looking on the cameras, he says, I'm not stealing, I'll put it back.
Well, I am stealing. I kind of was stealing, but it's a returning theft, I promise. Not like a continual theft. I promise. I always forget something every time I get here. And the annoying bit is, or typical bit is me and Pete got about 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from the house yesterday. And I said to Pete, I haven't got no glue. I forgot my glue. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, no, I remember. I've got 3 bottles of it. I know where I've put it. I've got it. And I got here and I ain't got a bottle at all. I haven't got a bottle at all. So I kind of remembered. I kind of knew and then kind of convinced myself that
you were wrong.
I had.
You talked yourself out of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know. I spend half the journey trying to work out what I forgot, what's there.
You're visualising in the boxes, aren't you? Right, in that box, there is this and this, or is it? Did I put it in there?
Did I? So yeah, but it's always lovely when I'm here.
So remember, we're working with that beautiful vintage car from our fabulous new travel collection. So it's Shop Travel. New and exclusive here on the VIP shopping. You can't get it anywhere else as of yet. Or the Sentiments, or the Triangle, or the new release of the Waxes. There's only one item that has been seen previously. Everything else is new and exclusive are the stencils. I love this. Oh, this is one of your, which sentiment are you working with?
So I have gone for sending you all the love in the world. Thinking of a wedding vibe for this card. I felt the card lent itself very nicely to weddings.
It does.
So I was kind of going with that in mind.
So sending you all the love in the world is Shop 2. Shop 2, that then puts that particular set of sentiments in there. That is where that sentiment is. It's in shop 2.
Now, for my die cut, all I did was cut it in white. Excuse me. Cut it in white, and then I've just taken my dauber with my wax on, and I've just pounced over the top of it. So I did cut first in white. Sometimes you might think, well, you'd colour it first and then cut. You can, of course, do it that way, but I'd already done mine white, so just colouring it that way. Don't stroke, because if you might pull the words, but if you pounce, you're going to get more of a texture to it, which looks really nice. And then we're going to bring in some foliage, and we're going to add this around the car. Nothing too heavy, but just sort of coming up the side here. We'll give that a small shape.
I love that you don't stick everything down. I like to do that.
Yeah, just
to leave it have that movement.
I want it to sort of flow, and I want it to sort of move about a little bit and have a little bit of play. And then we're going to bring in a flower to anchor this down. So we're going to go for one of our large flowers. Again, the foliage and the flowers, these are all on the later show today. So these are all our sort of previous latest release.
So tune in later with our lovely Mel and Jamie, and then you'll get to see these extra ones later. But remember that sentiment is in shop 2, okay? Sending you all the love in the world. Now, I'm going to give you the second clue. So we're guessing the word. Now we're on a roll. We've got one of the cards made, okay? So the first clue was, remember we're guessing a word. Overseas was the first one, okay? Now the second clue is a famous actor shares their name with this place, okay? A famous actor shares their name with this place, okay? So it's overseas is your first clue, and the second one is a famous actor shares their name. Would you like a moment while I just run down the count?
No, I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine?
I'm easy.
Yeah. Shall I just do a quick recap with everybody? Because we'll have a very quick recap, because I need you to see what is in this bundle, because it's amazing. And it's new and exclusive, did you know, Hannah?
I did, I heard.
Nobody else has got this. Only here. Only with us. Shop Travel gets you all 8 sets of dies together with that corresponding set of stamps. Now your stamps fit beautifully with your dies. Jamie's made sure that you can cut the stamps out with the tag die set. So you're getting all of that for $89.99. Then very quickly, shop 1 are these 5 sentiments. Happy birthday to my best friend. Thank you for being you. Number 1, Dad. May your day be filled with filled full of magical adventures. And then best dad in the world. That's shop 1. And then shop 2 is the second of the sentiment sets. You do get all 5. So you get in Happy Father's Day, sorry you are leaving, sending you all the love in the world, wishing you the most magical birthday, and then happy anniversary to my perfect partner. You need that, Hannah.
I do. He is perfect, isn't he?
He really is perfect. And then again, another new and exclusive, a triangle. Shop Triangle, $18.99. This is incredible, okay? Absolutely love this one. We will flick through some of the samples again later, but I think the star of the show as well today are these new metallics, aren't they?
They are gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Again, another new and exclusive. Shop Metallic, all 6, $31.99. Again, just adore these. So now we're going to the suitcases.
We are. So this is the card that we're going to do, but I'm actually going to show you the suitcases instead of the plain, how to colour it.
Lovely.
Just because it's nice to show you a variety as we go through the different demos. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our die cut. I've gone ahead already and I've cut it from our white card, and I've embossed it just like before with the rubber mats. That embossing's really prominent. And we're going to bring in a black ink, and we're just going to rub this over the top.
Oh, that's quick.
Now this is what I mean about giving you all of this deboss effect. We don't have to worry about going into those gaps. Now again, different ink pads are made slightly of different materials, so it's down to the ink pad that you're working with, but you should find you can go straight over the top and build this up with no fear of going through to a lower layer. Now you might want to do this in different colours, it doesn't have to be black, but it's kind of lovely to be able to easily colour and build up without too much trouble. So now, once we've got our first colour down, we can of course leave this at this stage if we'd like to, and it looks lovely, very effective.
Reminds me of the the line drawing of Paddington Bear.
Oh yes.
Whereas in the background was black and white lines, and he was coloured in. That's what that brings to mind.
That's what it's giving you.
Yeah.
I like that. That's nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the Snow White from the waxes, and we're going to take this over the top. And this is what I love for these waxes when we're doing colouring. And if we do half of it, we don't have to do all of it. And this is another thing actually. If you put a bit too much on and you think, oh no, I've ruined it, just blend it. Because we've all used waxes before that once you put it down, it's there and there's no getting. This I know, you can genuinely just keep working it out.
Look at that.
Building it up with no problem. So if we do these bottom sort of 3 cases, we don't need to do all of them, but you can see what the wax has added to that project.
That's
how that's
stunning.
given that new finish, that new extra detail.
That is lovely, really like that. Yeah, I've also found sometimes with waxes you have to warm them up before they start blending.
Yeah,
because they're really hard.
Out.
Do you know what I mean?
Straight
You don't
out
with
when
this
we're
at
working.
all.
No, it genuinely is game changing to me. I love it. So then we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to bring in, and we'll turn over our paper just so we don't get any black on the nibs. We'll try and be nice. So what we're going to do is take our, excuse me, sorry. We're going to take a flower dye. Now this is the Rippled Star Blooms, which again is on the show later today. Already on the brand shop if you'd like to get hold of it. But this could be any flower. These ones again have a lot of deboss effect on them. So I'm trying to get down into the grooves to make sure that I colour all of it. Again, not vital because we're going to be adding white over the top. So this one will leave it slightly more with the white shining through. We'll then bring in another colour and we'll start. I'm not very good at colouring. I told you at the beginning of this I colour like a 2-year-old, didn't I? So I'll do a small amount around the edges. But this is what I want you to see.
It's the best way.
Well, it's because of my terribleness, for want of a better word, at colouring, that I constantly spend my life trying to find ways to make my colouring look better. So we'll just do a small blend there. So we've got a slight blend going on. Nothing like the professionals would do, but do you know what? That's fine, I'm happy. We're okay. Then we'll bring in the wax. And whether you're colouring in a car, whether you're colouring in a plane, whether you're colouring in a flower, it doesn't matter. The minute you start putting this wax over the top, kind of unifies everything that we've been doing. So if, like me, you're not the best colourist, it's having the product that you need to go over the top to disguise it, to distract the eye, to give you that next level, that next shimmer.
Love it.
So I do different things with like embossing powders to give me similar effects as such, but nothing in my mind has given me that level, that nice metallic finish, that nice mottled finish that I can achieve by just adding this. And I've gone for the white, but it could have been one of the colours. We could have added in a completely vintage effect by going with that lovely sort of copper pot instead. So just a small amount over the top.
How cool is that?
So to give you a little look at these are ones that have already been finished and ready to go on our project. Then onto the middles of these flowers. So I've done these here already, but all I've done is I've bought some store-bought pearls. I've taken either an alcohol marker or a Sharpie, either's the same, doesn't really matter. And I've coloured over the top of the pearl so that they're then coloured to match the card and what I want to do with them. But once I've done them, I thought black was a little bit harsh. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring back in our wax. We're going to take a small amount of this and we're going to go over the top.
Oh, look.
And we're just going to pat that so that we're not wiping it off because we're going to leave it to dry, let it set, but we're going to pick up around that texture and then we're going to make some nice vintage pearls that again can go in the middles of our flowers once that's set, and that'll stay.
I love that.
So over the top of those, just to sort of take them down slightly. And then we'll get rid of that and we'll go on to our next bit. So should we start with our actual card blank? Let's start building this, shall we? So we're going to go onto our card and we're going to use some black card as our first base layer because we're going to build up from the base with black because we know that the elements that are coming up throughout the card are going to feature black pieces such as our plane and our flower centres. So it's nice to match that in from the base upwards. So we'll go down with that layer. Then we're going to go onto a piece of our white card and we have used the large trellis of the stencils to emboss this. So just like we did on the first card where we used the pinstripe, this time using the large trellis.
And this one is Shop Stencil and it gets you all 3 of the 8x8 stencils. So it's $14.99. You get your large trellis, you get your diamond and you also get your stripe as well. All three of those to you. Shop stencil, $14.99 for those.
Now,
love this.
In home decor, for a lot of years now, panelling's been the look, hasn't it?
It's been massive.
Been
Still
an
is.
absolutely massive look. And to me, this just looks like a panelling on a wall.
It does.
Because we've gone for the deboss side instead of the emboss side. We've got that fretwork style instead, which I thought was really lovely to work with. We're then going to bring in a piece of black card so that we're matching in with our layers beneath and our ones which are coming up. And we're going to place that on an angle, just because we didn't want it to be too square. We're then going to bring in a piece of white card to go on the top of this. And this is going to be the bit that goes underneath our frame. Now the frame, this frame is the frame that comes with the tag set. I can't express how in love I am with this frame. This turned out so much better than I ever imagined, and I'm finding that I'm going to this time after time because it's just beautiful. It's also really easy to trim down and move that base bar or this top bar as such into different positions. So if you want to turn this into a square or a bigger rectangle, etc., you can do. You could even make some really nice corner elements with it too if you wanted. But for this one, we're going to stick with it being as it is, and we're going to bring it in and we're going to add it on the top of our frame here. This one again has had a bit of the snow white of the waxes go over the top of it. So if you see a bit of a pearl to it, that's why. Let's see if we can line that up there. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear, dear. Come here, you. Let's try again.
We all do it, Jamie.
No, it's fine, and it's part of life. If we don't get these things right first time, we can, but try again.
There we go.
Goes terribly wrong, goes in the bin. Doesn't really.
It's a piece of card.
We can always recycle, can't
Yeah,
we? We can always
absolutely.
rework. And then we're going to bring in our plane. So our plane is going to come off, just going off the edge here. So we will stick with the plane for this one, but we could, of course, finish the suitcases and brought them in instead if we wanted to. And this is what I love about this frame. Everything fits in it in one direction or another to kind of really build up and give you a different look.
I love these.
Then for speed, I've gone ahead and I've cut my little luggage tag out already. So this not only will cut for you, but it's also going to score. So when it comes to building it, really easy to just wrap that round.
That's super cute.
And you might choose to leave it open. Ian put acetate into a lot of the openings on his and then did some handwriting, like a proper luggage tag, which is nice. But of course, many of your stamps that are in the set, they will actually fit in here as well. So we're going to go for High Flyer and we're going to place that down and we're going to line that up to where we want it to be. And I found this easier. I have, instead of stamping to try and match up the window, I've stamped onto a piece of card. I've just roughly trimmed it out with scissors and then I can bring that over and match that up to where I want to be. But it's up to you. You can stamp on the actual panel if you prefer, of course. So we'll add some glue around.
Do you want to know how many you're up to?
No, because they're not brilliant. They're just little ideas really, aren't they? They're nothing major. But what are we up to? What have you counted? 9 you've counted, okay.
9 hints, tips and techniques so far that I've got on here. We've got a little bit of a thing going on. How many do you think? Because Jamie comes up with so many different ideas. So we've done it that how many do you think by the end of the 2 hours is everybody going? But we're up to 9 so far. So you're you're on really good. This is, Jamie.
Good. Well, it's just trying to think of the things I think of as I'm doing it. If you know, and we're all the same, aren't we? If we can pass on something that we feel is going to help somebody else, that really is the best part of the job, isn't it?
I love these filigrees.
So these are our entwined leaves. I always call them twiddly bits, which is where I get confused, but they are definitely entwined leaves. Again, I'm sure you're going to find these on the brand shop. These are ones that we've bought multiple times. I love these. They're just that perfect little flourish.
It's like having that special tuck-in that you will use again and again and again. You don't ever put this one away. No. Because it goes and complements everything.
Yes. And again, we all have them kind of bits that we resonate to, don't we?
Yes, your favourites. You have your favourites, then you have your favourites.
Favourites. And then we're going to just bring in our flowers. And we're going to place one going off about there, I think.
Look at that.
And then we're going to bring another one in. And we're going to place that one going just about there, maybe.
That is gorgeous.
Oh, set my pearl up, get a bit sticky now. There we go. But it'll give you an idea of what you could create.
Absolutely gorgeous. So Jamie has done for creating this card is used Shop Travel and he's chosen to work with the aeroplane for this one. Then he's gone with the Shop Stencil to give you that lovely panelled effect with your lattice that's on there. And then in addition to that, he's also added in the waxes. Also on there, out of that travel, he has used the fabulous tags as well. So your waxes are shop metallic, $31.99, and remember the exclusivity. Did I say that right? I didn't say that right, did I? I did say
I think
I still can't do it. Oh, sorry,
That's
Jamie. Sorry, tell me again. Exclusivity. Yes, it's not got a T in it at all. So.
There's no judgment from this side.
No, in other words,
right.
nobody else has got this yet.
No, it's unique.
That's a different way of putting it, isn't it? Do you do that? How many of you do that when you type in a word and you can't spell it, and then you go, oh yeah, I'll just find, what's another word for something, and then you pick a different word that you can spell. Sam's going like this. Yeah, I do it.
That's where my little speaker rescues me.
Oh.
Every day I ask that a million things. I'm still terrible at spelling, don't get me wrong, but it does rescue me from the ones I know I'm going to spell wrong.
Mine's maths. I have to ask it maths all the time. So I'm going to put that on there because that was another top tip. So all of this.
You're very generous for these.
Ask your speaker. If you don't know, ask the speaker in the corner.
A lot of people don't know they do spelling. I feel that she's soon going to say to me, like, how many times do I have to tell you to how to spell available?
Have you not learnt it yet?
Yeah, I feel like she's going to give me attitude. And I would if I was her. I would be like, this is the night time today, Jamie. Sort it out. Just don't go in. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. I struggle.
Bless you. Oh, look what we've got now. Shop triangle. This is incredible. So again, it looks like you're using the stencils.
I am, yep.
Shop stencils.
Okay.
And we're going in with the diamond on this one. But shop stencil, it's 3. Okay, you're getting 3 8x8 stencils on here, which are $14.99. Your diamond, your pinstripe, and your trellis. See, my memory's...
I'm impressed.
All over it.
There.
All over it. So, and then also we're going in with these waxes. Oh, please don't miss out on these waxes because, again, they're new today.
New today. I like that.
They're new.
Just take that shortcut. I like the shortcut.
New today. I'm not using that big long word. I'll wait till tomorrow to try and say it again now. So, new today. You are getting all 6 for $31.99. You are getting your gold bullion, your copper, your raindrop, your silver star, your pink, your cherry blossom, and then also your snow white. And they are beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start off with the gold bullion and we're going to go all over our triangle. Now again, you might wonder, why did we emboss this first? Why didn't we colour it first if that's what we wanted to do, if we're going to colour all of it? What I like about embossing them first is we're going to end up with these little nooks and crannies around where we've done our embossing that we're not quite getting into. And that's another layer. That's part of the design. That's part of what we're trying to build up. So I'm just going to go all over this and we don't have to do every bit of it. This is just a generalisation. Or a little idea of what we're going to do, but it's just taking a bit of colour, and obviously the less you put on your applicator, the more you're going to blend it down, so you're going to end up with much sort of lighter, but it's still going to kiss the embossed bit as such, but the background might stay slightly more light, really.
Gives you that lovely vintage feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's up to you how heavy-handed you wish to be, how much you want to put on, but we're going to try and build up a base layer. So we've got that nice gold, but still allowing that white to shine round from each of the diamonds. So we've got a point of difference. We're then going to go in with our lovely copper pot, and we'll find our tool for that one. Where have we added that one? There we go. So we're going up to sort of the most intense colour in this collection in my mind. So we're going to take that down a bit on the mat, and then we're just going to start going over the top again. And we're not trying to cover everything like we did before. We're just trying to blend that in so we've got a bit of tone going on.
Oh, that's lovely.
This is what I love with these. You just can't really go wrong with them because if you just keep adding to them, building up.
There's a really smooth blend there,
yeah,
isn't there?
even like a couple of times you might have seen I've got like little marks or little chunky bits, but you just blend it out. You just keep going and it'll just soften down and blend into it.
That's beautiful.
They kind of absorb as such, and it's just really easy.
Absolutely gorgeous they are.
And then maybe we want to intensify the edges. Maybe we want that sort of shadow effect, so we'll go slightly dark around the sides to build up that part, but we don't have to if we don't want to. And then we'll go for raindrop. I love this raindrop one. That colour just makes me happy. that's everything, isn't it? So we'll go into the raindrop, we'll bring out some of this, and again we're going for quite a dark colour, so we'll take a small amount off so we're not using too much, and then we'll just start blending again. You can always go back to it, just because we've put it on the mat, still perfectly fine to sort of dip back into. Even this that's been there a couple of minutes, we can still go back to that, nothing's wasted, and we can just start blending that in.
Look how, that is such a lovely blend.
It's flawless, isn't it? And
It's
it's not
gorgeous.
complicated. Nothing here is hard. It's just building and playing
That's
and creating your
beautiful.
own combos.
And every time you do this, it's going to be slightly different.
Yeah, and you can intensify them. So when we skip to the triangles in a minute, you're going to see I've just played with my shades slightly differently. Maybe you want to add in some pink. Maybe you want to go back in. You know, if you make it too dark, bring back in that gold and add that over the top, and it'll just soften it down again. Or the white again. You've got the white in there, so really pair it back by adding white to the top of it. And if you find that they're all still blending a bit too much, just leave them a minute to settle. They'll dry and set, and then you can add more to the top of it. Just keep building.
I love that.
But you can't go wrong. I know there are techniques that when we bring in paints in different mediums, and you kind of feel, well, you know, okay, I might be able to paint over or something, but there's going to be an air of error or possibility. I don't think there is for these, because they just blend so effortlessly.
They're stunning.
Then all I would do is I would do this 3 times, 3 different triangles, maybe 3 different slightly different shades, and then I would stick them together on a piece of card and then trim off the part I want to use, which is what I've done. So I've ended up with this. Now you can, if you wish to be frugal, you can do 2 triangles and then you can cut one in half and put one on either side of your main panel as such. There's many ways to get there. I used, when I did mine, the 2 pieces I cut off. Do you remember that card we held up with all of the tags stuck into it?
Yes.
One of the other halves went to that card, and then there's another one around it somewhere with the other half on it. So nothing was wasted. They were too good to waste, but it then meant I'd got them half triangles to play with.
So you've seen, as we've been talking, we've shown you some of the samples, but when we've done this card, I want to show you the samples that are on the set behind us, because again, it's going to give you so much more, you know, obviously the creativity that your team have come up with on these. You just look at them and it's like, oh, I like that one, but then you go, oh no, but I like that one. And it's just phenomenal. What they've actually created is just amazing. I love every single one of them.
I'm very lucky. I do have an amazing team, genuinely, and I don't just say that, and I don't take it for granted. They're incredible. They put a lot of work in and they make some incredible things that I would never even dream of making. And that's what I love. Everybody brings to it their own style, their own theme, their own tips, their own everything, really. And that's what keeps us unique.
But it also shows the versatility of your collection.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, absolutely.
You've got a real broad spectrum of versatility going on behind us with all the different projects that everybody has made. It really does. You know, it's testament to the actual product as well, which is fabulous. I love the fact that you've got no waste on there because you've been and found all the gold first.
So that gold, that line that was running through there that was just used to go over
been on there
the
since the
plane,
beginning.
That was the first demo. So nothing is wasted. It's just going back and picking your moment to go in and find it and use it. So yeah, no sort of wastage of a product, which is great, isn't it? Because we don't want to waste our products.
No, we don't.
We've spent our money on them. We need to use them and we need them to stay fresh and ready to go. And this is going to do that for you. So on this, we've had a little bit of the copper, a little bit of the blue, and a little bit of the gold to make that one up.
Isn't that lovely? Shop Metallic, everybody, gets you the fabulous new metallic waxes.
And clean up, just a baby wipe or a cloth. I just have a dry cloth around here somewhere, just like an old thing that just, you know.
I'm quite happy to share my apron.
You're very generous, very, very generous. So we're just going to use some glue and we're going to bring in our motorbike this time. And we're going to add our motorbike down onto our card. Now you could choose to foam pad this like I did on the original one, but let's go postage friendly. And we're going to bring that in and we're going to place that down just on the base here. And then we're going to bring in our sentiment. So again, just like before, I've die cut my sentiment from black. And I'm going to show you this actually. I didn't cut one to show you, but I'm going to show you on the back just so you can see what I mean, because it's nice to actually see these bits come together. So we're going to go for the gold bullion. We're going to pick some of that up on our dauber again, and we're just going to pounce over the top. So we're not brushing, because if we do, you know, it's a delicate die cut, we might damage it. So instead, we're just going to pounce with this instead. And I like this because we end up with more of a mottled effect, and the black still shines through. So if we do some of the more filled in areas, this bit in the middle, we could probably swipe if we wanted to, but actually we're going to carry on and maintain that
I
stipple
like
instead.
that texture that you're creating. That's lovely.
Well, it just gives you a different look. And again, you know, we're using Daubers. Maybe you want to use a stipple brush. Maybe you want to use a cotton bud. You know, there's no reason why you can't. I'm just showing you with a Daub because that's sort of my tool of choice to work with these. But there's lots of different ways you could apply them.
Now, this sentiment, again, is from set number 2. So, shop 2. Happy anniversary to my perfect partner. Isn't this lovely?
Add that in the top there.
Love that.
And let that settle. And there we go.
How amazing is that? So that's 3 cards, everybody. I better give you a clue, hadn't I? So are you ready? Because our lovely Hannah is playing along with this as well, because Hannah doesn't know this one. So it's overseas. A famous actor shares their name with this place. Okay. Then we have a popular theme park features a castle called Cinderella Castle. Okay. Popular theme park features a castle called Cinderella Castle.
I don't understand.
A place.
I love that.
Wait.
The place. What are we doing? What's this about? I love the confusion.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there any more clues?
Yes, there's several more. Yeah, we're still going. We're still going. We've been a bit mean with it though, haven't we, Jamie? So he was having a whale of a time coming up with these. Okay.
Oi, don't blame me. Joint effort, I promise.
You came up with the name. You
I came up
chose
with
the
a
name.
word.
You came up with the word. Yes,
And then I
you
did feel I'd set you a bit of a challenge with that one. So
He says,
sorry.
shall we change the word? I said, no, I'm on it now. If
I'm
we're
on it,
going to
I've
do it,
got
we're
it.
going to do it.
We're gonna
Very
do it.
quick recap as well, because the metallics, you're all loving the metallics. Shop Metallic $31.99 will secure all 6 of those as a bundle. New and exclusive. Yeah, I said it, because I weren't thinking about it. For this one, and then we've got Shop Triangle again. In a minute, I'm going to show you that. In fact, no, let me show you now. Look at this box here, Hannah. I don't know if you saw it earlier. Look at this. Isn't that lovely? So we've got a gift box that we're going to take the lid off. Then we've got a card. So the triangle's been used as the card, and then this is a super little feature. The tissue that's in here, the stamp set, all the tissue's been stamped. Isn't that lovely? And then inside there's a pair of socks for Father's Day. That is a super cute project, isn't it? I absolutely adore that. So Shop Triangle, or maybe you're making Easter favours. There is an egg in there, I assure you, because it's got weighty. Or things like this. Look at that. Isn't that just wonderful? So it is an isosceles triangle. I like that word. I can say that. as opposed to, what was the other? Exclusive. No, I'm not doing it because I've got to think about it. Then the 2 sentiment ranges we've got is Shop 1 gets you set number 1. All 5 of the die sentiments there in that one for you, which is $19.99. Or Shop 2 again is another set of 5 sentiments for you, and again $19.99. So there's 5 in there, and then of course the exclusive, I'm not doing the other bit, die set. You've got 8 die sets in these, and they are sets, okay, together with the stamps that go with the tags. A fabulous collection. $89.99 gets you all of this. Absolutely loving this collection. It's brilliant. Oh, stamping platform's out.
Stamping platform is out. I thought we should play with a tag.
Oh, go on then.
Should we have a tag?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the card we're going to do. This is kind of like a scrapbooky card, really, because there's
Love it.
loads going on with it. And you certainly don't have to be this heavy. It doesn't even have to be this large. You could pare this back quite a lot if you want to. But we're going to start off by stamping our tag. So we're just going to bring in the tag, we're going to place it down, we're going to pick it up, and then we're going to add some ink to it. just so we can get an impression of this one down. And I'm just doing this because I want you to see how easy it is to match up your stamps and your dies. Everything really, truly has been thought of for you to make this as simple as it can be. So bring in your matching die, place that over the top and send it through your machine. And you will see very easily where that needs to be. And that is how easy it is to cut them out.
That's super, yeah, really clever.
When they've cut, you'll have a little edge round them, and unlike the stamp, you're obviously going to have that little frayed edge to your ticket because, of course, it's been ripped off, which is what we need it to have. So all of the elements pretty much have got something that coordinates with them. Some of the circular stamps, they're going to go on your bigger tag, obviously, so it just gives you that bit of play to go between them, but there'll be a coordinating element to each of these pieces in some way or form. And some of them go inside that little booklet as well, that little sort of luggage tag, which is nice. So we're then going to start on our bases, and we're just going to do some quick layering. And these are all of the colours that are going to be coming up throughout our project. So we're going to start off here with our pebble grey, and we're going to add that down onto our card. And then we're going to go for some of our lovely soft pink. There's a lot of layers in this one because when we come up to our triangles, we're going to be using all of them layers, all of these colours to go throughout our bunting. And I do like a layer. I am guilty of doing far more layers than I probably need to.
I like layers.
I like layers. They just give you that classy feel, don't they? I also like it when your card has a bit of weight to it. I know it's not always postage friendly, but I love it when you pick up a card and you think, actually, there's something going on here.
That's when you can tell it's not bought in a shop.
Yes.
Yeah, when you've got weight to your card.
So we'll add that one down, and then we've got our 4 layers to build up from. So then going on to our triangles. So with our triangles, again, what we would do is we would bring in our colours, and these are going to coordinate perfectly. So we've got our pink, we've got our ivory, and then we've got our pebble. For my one, I used the diamond stencil over the top of the pebble one, just so that we've got a bit of a pattern going on. I like that. Now we could have added some waxes to this, but I didn't want to have to sort of show you waxes on every single project. So I've left the waxes off, and we're going to go in and pick up our triangles. We're going to do 4 for this one. We're going to start off in this corner, and we're going to go roughly to about there. So we're matching in with that pink line at the top. We're then going to do our next one, coming in over here. And this one's going to marry up pretty much to that one by memory. This is where it could all go terribly wrong, so we're not going to push them too hard. We're then going to go for our next layer, and this one's going to double stack our foam tape so it fits in between that one and marries up to our top line. And then we're going to finish off, hopefully towards the end of our card here, with our 4th one. Thank you. I need one of these aprons. I could do with that. That should be my tip from you today. I like that.
Have a paper pocket.
Have a little pocket to hide everything in. Gosh, it's quickly, swiftly off goes.
Yeah, kangaroo pocket. It's loads, all sorts with keeping these.
I like that. I need a pinny, an apron. Okay, so we're then going to bring in our train. And again, just like we did before, I've just cut it, embossed it, and then I've used a black ink pad to rub over the top of it to make sure that all the detail comes through and shines out. I didn't add ink over the top of the waxes over the top of this one, so it's just the ink instead. But it's up to you again. You might choose to once again bring that in.
I like how you've built in the perspective.
Yeah.
From the front going down, so it adds movement, doesn't it?
It does.
It's actually moving. You can see it's coming towards you.
It looks like it's travelling.
Yes.
And that's what we want, isn't
Love
it?
that.
So we're then going to bring in some glue, and we're going to start building up our bunting. So our first foliage piece is going to go on here. We're then going to bring in our next one, and we're going to add that one going off over this side. Just building, and then we're going to come down to this base corner, and we're going to, let's take a little bit off of that. We're just going to take that part
away. You like me.
Well,
don't bother with scissors. I'm going to cover it up. I'm sticking something over the top. Let's just give it a bit of a tear.
Yeah, we don't need it all, so let's take that bit away. And then we're going to add some glue onto this foliage piece, and we're going to bring this up here. Just so we're building our arc. We've got a big flower. We're going to bring that in, and we're going to place that on the top here.
And these are later, aren't they?
They are.
So if you're loving the look of this foliage and these flowers, these are on the later show with our lovely Jamie, and Mel is going to be joining him in that particular show, which is super exciting. Isn't this just adorable?
And then here we're just going to start, and I don't think I'm going to match all of the ones I did, but we're just going to start bringing in bits and placing them around, coming out from behind elements. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to see every single piece. This is just about building up our...
They're literally your tuck-ins.
Yeah. And we've created that. We've got that. So we're going to do a double ticket coming out from underneath that one. And we're just going through our colours, same colours as you've seen in the other elements. We're going to possibly bring this one in, and we're going to add a bit of cream coming in from behind that one. And this again is something that you can stop whenever you're happy. You know, you don't have to do as many as I'm going to do, but we're going to bring in airmail, and we're going to place that one coming up from up underneath that flower. And I think that's probably enough. I've got a few more here that we could add in if I wanted to, but I think that's probably fair. We can stop there. I would add a ribbon into this one and a couple of gems into here and pearls across the bottom and call that done, to be honest.
How cool is that? Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Jamie. You know, you do give us so much inspiration, and your design team. So very quickly, I just want to cast your eye across what we've got here at the back. So going for that actually caught my eye because of how it's very bold statement.
Gorgeous,
with the black and the red going on there. We've got some really pretty, how really pretty this is with the bicycle, with the flowers. And then going back to something, like I said earlier, doesn't have to be just card making. Look at this. So you're doing your journaling. So your memory books and your journaling. That is just beautiful. Absolutely love that. Again, using your geometric stamps and things that we've had before, creating you, so it just cross-pollinates with all your collections that you've previously brought. A little bit more of your memory books and journaling here. This is a different way of using your florals because instead of shaping them, they've been kept quite flat on this one. Again, very postage friendly. Aren't they gorgeous? I love this one. Who's done this one, Jamie?
Diane.
Look at that, what Diane's
gorgeous,
done here.
isn't it?
I'm going to bring it forward for you, Ethan, so you can actually see it. Everybody needs to see this. And it folds flat. That's really clever mechanism that she's put on here. So it lifts it up and it gives you that dimension to it. Using, there we go, so you can see, using that fabulous, and she's drop shadowed the sentiment on this one as well. Cut it out twice and drop shadowed it, which is again is a fabulous one. And then adding in so just simple colorways, but then keeping it all the same. And then the stencil in the background. There's that diamond stencil with some fabulous glitter paste that's in there as well. Love that card. Absolutely gorgeous. So it doesn't just need to be your card making. It's everything. Home decor, journaling. This, again, super sample that they've made for you here. Absolutely love this one. Lot of detail. You can tell the time that's gone into this.
Yes. That's like 10 projects, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So well done,
Sharon.
Sharon. Well done, Sharon. Beautiful samples. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Where are we going now, Jamie?
We're going to make something. We're going to make a little free-foldy, cardy thing. Do you like the technical terms for this? I'm sure it's got a name. That'll do. That sounds more intelligent than thing. But this is what we're going to do.
We'll do a Z-fold, shall we?
Do one of them. See, I really should do this. But this is what we're going to do. So we're going to take our card back. This is ever so easy to do. We get asked for measurements for this all of the time, and this is so simple.
My favourites when you've got something like this, because you've got more places to stick things.
Yeah,
I like lots of surfaces.
Yeah. Often when I'm with Mel, she says it's because I'm a scrapbooker. I've always loved scrapbooking, and I think that is part of the reason. Yeah. Because I think as scrapbook pages, we do fill them, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think when I come to cards, I'm like, well, I just need more.
More space. How can create that more space?
Yes.
Lovely, so, this is.
Ever so simple to do. I've taken an 8" by 8" card, and I've actually cut this so it's officially 8 by 8. Not a store-bought one where they're kind of 1/4 inch under. You could use them, it's not the end of the world, but when you're doing your scoring, it's nice to know you've got equal components to break down to. So all I've done is scored at 2, 4 and 6 inches, and then we just fold back and forth, and it's as simple as that to make the mechanism. Nothing complicated at all.
Lovely.
From here, we're going to bring in some panels to place onto these. Now these can be whatever size your heart desires. They don't have to be the sizes I'm using, but I will tell you them. So they're the same 8 inches in length, and we're going to start off on our second step. So this is going to be our front step, that's our second step, then we've got the card insert as such. So we're going to start with our second step, and we're going to do this one at 3 inches wide. And all we've done already is just taken a matching piece of coloured card and cut that to 3 inches wide and added on the top a black piece of card. We're then going to go to the top step, and we're going to do a 2 inch wide panel. Oh no, I'm lying to you, I'm sorry. 3 inches for the front one and 4 inches for that one. Sorry, I always get things wrong. So we're going over this one, so it's slightly wider, and that's what I mean about your 3 inches. So we're coming out slightly further, and then 4 inches for that one. But you could do these to whatever size you wanted. They could be 7 and 8 inches, and you could have proper books, and you could put proper photos on them if you wanted to, or you can have elements hanging over them. The choice really is yours, but it's just giving you that scope to play with.
This is my style card.
I love doing things like this.
Yeah,
It's just
I
having
do.
the time to do them all, but there's so much we can do with them once we've created them. Then onto our panels. So again, just like you've seen me do before, I've taken our diamond stencil and I've sent it through with the rubber mat, so I've embossed it, and we're going to bring these in and place these on each of the levels. Now again, you've got 3 different stencils in that pack. You might choose to put a different stencil on each layer. That pinstripe would be really, really pretty, so you might prefer to use that one over the diamonds, but I felt the diamonds went quite nicely with what's coming up. So we'll add the next one on, and then we'll bring in our 3rd layer, which should be hidden away here somewhere, and we'll add that one onto this top one. So just building through, so we've got our 3 panels which are all coordinating perfectly. Stick that down, and we'll leave that to one side for a sec. Then we're going to go on to our die cuts for this. So our die cuts are cut from gold mirror card. So we've already cut them, we've already sent them through to emboss them, so we're back in that position of having really nice depth to them. And what we want to do with these is like we did in our demo earlier, but of course if we was to use like a VersaFine Clear ink, for instance, this isn't going to absorb over the top of mirror card. We need something that's going to stay and dry in place. So instead we're going to bring in some Stays On ink, and we're going to do exactly that. We're just going to, same as we did before.
Look what that does.
We're just going to rub this over the top, and because we're working on mirror card, we're going to get that beautiful inlay of the mirror shine through. That deboss effect is going to shine through. And this reminds me of when I was a child and we used to get them kits out of the toy shop with a little scrapey thing in them.
Yes.
And we'd spend absolutely hours trying to scrape away at creating a giraffe.
Yes.
Never completed. Half an ear maybe. But it gives you that look, doesn't it? And that's what I really loved.
It really does.
Now you can do this with our flowers, because our flowers have got that deboss element to them too. But to me, these dies, absolutely game changer when you start doing this to them. And Stays On comes in different colours. So maybe you want to do this in a red, a green, a blue, whatever it is that you want to work with. I think sometimes we just think of Stays On as black, or I do, but it isn't. There's a whole colour palette available, and it doesn't have to. I think there are other permanent inks as well, to be fair, but it's just nice that you can see how easy this is to go over the top of these die cuts and really give them a different look just by using a different ink.
That's incredible. I love that look and feel that it's given to that straight away. Really changes it, doesn't it?
And if you watch, I kind of do a little bit of like rubbing and then a little bit of pouncing, I suppose, because then you'll kind of get a different impression with the ink. Again, it'll kind of give it more texture.
Love
but
that.
Either way, that will work, and it will just build up your die cuts. So I've done that for all of the pictures throughout my frames.
I might have to pinch some of your tips. Can I say hello to a few people?
Oh, that'd be lovely. We've started off with an R. Oh.
Maria, oh bless you, Maria. This is funny. Are you ready for this?
Yes, come
oh
on.
Bless her, this is really is funny. She sent her hubby up to his shed to hunt for some downing, as none of my dowling. She's gone is because none of her pens fit the doorbers.
Oh, I like it. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant.
So when we get home, Ethan, I need you to go in your shed and find me some dowling for the doorbers that I've got. That's brilliant. How cool is that? Bless her. Oh, that is that. So top tip there, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie, for that one. She sent her husband to the shed. Go and get me some dowling that fits these. Bless you.
I did a bit of a wander around my craft room trying to find different things I could put in them, and when I found my pens I was like, bingo, that'll do it.
I've done it.
So it's just finding something that fits them. So yeah, but it changes. It does, just make it easier.
That. Oh, bless her. Oh, we've got so many of you on here. We've got Dee, Margaret, Amanda. Oh, bless you. Everybody is just getting involved. Just ask everybody, what are your plans for the bank holiday for Easter?
Oh.
Are you having a family get-together or a barbecue? Have you planned a barbecue and the weather is on the change and you're going to have to think, have you got a contingency plan for the weather change? Are you?
Is
Are
it
you?
meant to change? Do we know this?
Well,
I don't even know what it's
well,
meant to be.
there's always good
I
to
know
have a
nothing.
contingency plan, isn't there? When you have a barbecue, you have
It
to have an
is.
indoor barbecue, which
Yeah.
is the grill in the oven.
Yeah.
Really, isn't it? That's the way to go. What do you do if you have an indoor barbecue, Hannah? Do you just still send Simon outside to stand with the umbrella and barbecue everything?
If it was my dad, yeah, Dad would go out. Simon didn't go out.
So it comes to the indoor grill and oven, do we? We have to have the contingency. Bless him,
Nothing
Simon.
wrong with
I'm
that.
not going standing out there in the rain, not unless you're coming with me.
Exactly. And then the kids are out there as well.
So you'll just put your wellies on and stand in the rain. Bless you. What are you all up to for this Easter bank holiday?
What are you doing?
Working.
I was thinking the same, but thinking there must be something I can claim that's going to be nice and exciting. But no, I don't think so.
No, the
know
days that, because we've done a bit of an exchange with the team, because obviously we are with you live throughout the bank holiday. There's not going to be any change to what you're actually going to see here from Highlight Crafts. So we've done a bit of a split with the team. Some of the team are going to be with you at the first end of the bank holiday, which is myself, and then Mel, I believe, and then the back end of the bank holiday was split. So you're going to get somebody, but you'll get to see us all the time.
That's
The
lovely.
viewing will still carry on. It's not like we've got to a bank holiday and said, right, that's it. Absolutely not. We're still going to be here for you all while you're along with your crafting. So I'm loving this set. So this is Jamie's new exclusive, okay, shop travel. You're getting 8 sets of dies. You're getting that fabulous tag set in here, and that tag set also matches perfectly with the stamps. Now, the stamp set that Jamie's brought with this actual travel set has got everything to cover for every genre of travel that is brought you, whether that be on the sea, land, or by air. See what I did there?
I like it.
So trains, planes and automobiles and all of that in between, he's covered all of your destinations that you could possibly want to do. Right, very quickly, quick recap on what the questions are. So you're thinking of a word, it's a place, okay? It's overseas. A famous actor shares their name with this place. A popular theme park features a castle called Cinderella Castle, okay? A rival is coming here in 2031, okay?
With our celebrity,
Yes?
can we give a hint as to who that
No.
could be?
No,
So we're not allowed hints.
no, not yet.
I've been trying to work out if I could think of any other celebrities who are named after places.
No,
And I
not.
couldn't think of any. That probably won't surprise you. There probably. Pardon? Yes. Well, I don't know. That was my. I don't even know if they're still together.
You're
I
giving
couldn't-
them hints
Sorry.
now.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, you can't, right. Okay.
No, but I couldn't work that out. I get lost in love lives of.
Yeah, no,
celebrities.
I'm just
No
not
idea.
who's who.
I just knew they were linked at one point.
Ah.
Okay, so to finish this card off, we're going to add on a
You're going to get
sentiment.
it on the last one. Don't worry, you'll all get what we're talking
But
about.
I can't wait to read your guesses. So yeah, do play along at this stage.
Yes.
It's not a reflection on you. It's probably a reflection on our questions. But it'll
Yes.
be interesting to see what they've come
What
up
you?
with.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So, okay, on to our expression here to go on it. So we're going to add Happy Father's Day. But I'd like this to be a little bit thicker and have a bit more depth to it because we're going to be hanging it over the edge of the card. So we're going to stick a few together. My top tip for this is when you do this, leave the one that you're going to stick to it in your die. Because then when you add your glue to your next one and you come to put the two together, the die, the actual die, will act as a guide for you. And this depends a bit on how movable, flexible your die cut is. But sometimes if you've got like really twiddly bits and they're a bit fiddly, it's just easier to take it and slide it into place within the die. Now obviously don't leave it in the die for long because if there is a chance if you put too much glue on, the glue might be around the edges and you might stick it into your die for life. But use it as a guide temporarily to go in and then remove it. And you can wiggle that around a little bit more when you're at home, but it'll give you a guide to get it to where you need it to be and make it stronger for when we come to put them onto our card.
So you've made like a chipboard element,
Yeah.
haven't you?
So I'm cutting from 300 GSM card, and
wow.
I've put 3 of these together. So this is a 900 GSM element that we're then going to take on, and we're just going to put over the edge here. But because it's 900 GSM, I know that this star isn't going to get tatty quickly.
Yes.
Because it can withhold that sort of touch and movement and time. So there we go.
Look at that.
And that's what we've created.
Isn't
So
that
8x8 card,
amazing?
scored at 2, 4 and 6, and then add on your tabs.
So Jamie's used on this one, again, shop travel, using the travel collection. He's gone with the suitcases, the train and the cruise liner on there as well as Happy Father's Day. That one is in shop 2. That is in your shop 2 sentiment collection with all your 5 sentiments in there. Then also that frame from the tags has made, isn't it good to have this? This is what I do. I have all these elements hanging over. I love doing that. Having a piece and then having a bit hanging over the edge. It's one of my favourite things to do with a card. Absolutely gorgeous. So Shop Travel will get you the whole collection of 8 sets of dies and the stamps. Then Shop Stencil in the background, you can see that Jamie has used the stencils in multiple different ways on this, creating lots of texture.
Yes.
By using the different ones and linking them together. So Shop Stencil is $14.99, which is lovely. Absolutely love that card. Brilliant. And then obviously the sentiment that is in there as well. Fabulous. Oh, you've used the stamps as well.
Yep, stamps, tags, a little bit of everything. I love
All
the
of it.
frame. The
I
frame,
like the frame.
especially with the gold and the black, I thought
It
was
reminds
gorgeous.
me, it's a bit postcard-esque size.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Along with the travel theme.
Yes.
So I just want a very quick update for you all. So we've just talked about the Shop Travel. Shop Triangle is what's going to put the triangle shape into your stash. So $18.99 for this one. The features that we've got on here, let me just show you. You've got 17 dies. It's an isosceles triangle. I like saying that word. But the things that the team have made are just wonderful. A little favour box with an Easter egg in there. This is just brilliant, okay? Look at that for a shaped box. Very underestimated shape, I think, a triangle. This one is a piece of work all on its own. I adore this. Look at that. Cake box, pizza box, but isn't that just amazing? And a card and everything inside. And then a lovely bit of bunting on that one using the triangle. And then when is a triangle not a triangle? When it's a tree or a mountain. Look at that. This one is a good one to get in your stash now, everybody, for your Christmas trees. Isn't it? I think this is a really good one for your Christmas trees because Christmas isn't very far away.
Crafting for Christmas.
Crafting,
is it
no,
really?
no, it isn't, because it all happens and starts, I believe, reliably informed, June.
Yeah.
June, July, we start with the Christmas crafting, okay? So that would be a good one to pop in to get ahead. And then the exclusive, these yummy, yummy waxes that we've got. Shop Metallic on these, okay? You have got your gold bullion, your copper pot and your raindrop. Then you've got your silver star, your cherry blossom and your snow white, all of them together for $31.99. And then of course the stencils that Jamie's used with throughout all of his demos are Shop Stencil, all 8x8, 3 stencils. You're getting your pinstripe, your diamond and that beautiful large trellis. Absolutely love this. We're going in with the stencils again,
Do
I
we
think.
have time for that one? Yeah.
Do we have time for another
Got about 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Okay, well just, when you're ready I'll stop.
Right, so let me give you the last clue, okay? Walt Disney World is located here, okay? Walt Disney World is located here. And you should all have that one now. So it was overseas. A famous actor shares their name with this place. A popular theme park that features Cinderella Castle is there. The Rival is coming here in 2031, and Walt Disney World is located here. Okay, so we tried to give you random things, didn't we?
We did. We tried. We tried to see what we could get to.
You
with
should
that.
all be getting that now, I think. Oh, right, we're doing a little bit of stamping.
Yeah, now if I had a bit more time, which is fine, but I'm just going to show you the idea quickly. I'm just going to use the same stamp just for speed. But if I was doing this, normally I would play around with different stamps to build up different looks. But it's about the technique more than the look.
Yep.
So I've done my stamping. I'm going to bring in our diamond stencil. I'm not worried if any of the stamps don't look perfect. This is a great time to just play with your stamping. Now, if I always get this wrong, but I'm going to go with this. We would normally think we want to emboss. We're going to try and deboss this instead.
Yes.
So we're going to put that on the reverse. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So we're going to put it so that the printing's upwards to us, not face down into the stencil. And then we're going to put them out on the top. And I always get this wrong. Can I just send it through that way? I suppose I can, can't
Yes.
I?
5 mil on top always.
But I always set it up the wrong way. I don't know what that's about. I always do that. I don't know why. Where does that come from? These things that
I
just...
can't help you with that one, I'm afraid. I'd like to be able to say it's because X, Y and Z, but I'm sorry, it's not.
I think it might need a professional. And I don't mean crafting professional. I think there's a few things in my mind that might need that. So yeah, we've gone through and we've debossed this now, which
That's
is what we
lovely.
want. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our ink and we're going to go over the top of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to colour over the top of the diamonds that are at the top, but we're putting the pattern into the background. So we'll know we're kind of obliterating a bit of the pattern, but it's about making that texture and making that have sort of multiple
Rice
levels.
paper that you're making here, isn't
Kind
it?
of,
Layer on
yeah.
layer.
Kind of. And
That's
again,
cool technique.
you might want to bring in your waxes, go over the top of that and highlight it, but that's what I wanted to create, and I was really happy with that.
That is lovely.
Just building up, and you can do more stamping if you want to, you can do less stamping, but it's just about building up that texture, that level, that multi-level effect. And I know we've got the matching dies to go with the stamps, but it's nice to show you that you can just use the stamps on their own to be stamps too. They don't have to be die cut out if you don't want them to be. Then we're going to bring in our panel that we created, and we're going to pad this onto the top here, just some 1mm tape to give a bit of lift. And then we've got a little bar that's going to run through the middle to house our train. So we're going to add on a black line running through the middle, a white one on the top of this, just to bring
I
some
also
colour.
like that you use all your different mediums as well. You go for your foam tape, you go with your flat tape, you use your wet glues, you mix everything up to create that depth and dimension with your cards.
I think that's important though, isn't it? It's all about getting those different sort of areas where the light and reflections and shadows are coming in. We're then going to bring in our train, and for speed I've just done this one cut in black and then gone over the top with the silver from the waxes. On the finished one, this one here, I actually did some clear embossing over the top, just clear embossing powder. So over the top of what's here, just padded with a clear pad and then added the powder and heat set it to give a slightly different look.
Look at that. Have we got
that quick
6
enough?
minutes?
No, we've got one.
We've got 1 minute left, everybody. So I'm going to give you the answer. The answer was Orlando.
Did
Okay.
anybody guess Orlando?
Did anybody
we
get
there?
Orlando?
We've got a few people in there.
Yay!
I'm impressed by that.
Hey, oh Maria, I've got doorbell holders. Lots of claps.
Yay.
The husband must have come back from the shed. Yeah. Oh, thank you, everybody. Absolute pleasure having you all with us today. It really has been. Oh, so gardening. Daughter's recently moved house, so they're decorating. Husband's built a gazebo. All night crafting with my crafty ladies. That's just some of the things that you're all going to be getting up to over the holidays. Thank you, you lovely lot.
So who's our winner?
So our winner is...
Ah. Sorry, been impatient. I thought we'd forgot them for an awkward moment.
It is Lorraine Robson.
Hey! Hey, well
congratulations,
done,
Lorraine.
Lorraine Robson. If you send us a message to help@highlightcrafts and give us your details, we'll get the card out to you in the post from our lovely Jamie. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in this couple of hours. It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy to have your company, as is you, Jamie.
it's been lovely
All
to
the
be here.
every
Always
time.
is.
Absolutely. And
Enjoy.
did you all get, I got 15 hints, tips and techniques from Jamie in those 2 hours.
Good, thank
I
you.
did my 5-bar gate.
I think you're very generous, but it's nice. I hope that there's
I got
something somewhere.
15. I know we said some of you, so keep watching. Coming up in the next hour, I believe it's our lovely Mel, and then obviously Jamie will be back a bit later on. So check out your baskets and we'll see you all soon. Bye.